Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. How is everyone today? Today is Tuesday, the 15th of August, 2023. That's right. Hello, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. This is the Level 1 Podcast. I hope that you're all in a good mood and you're ready for a full day of streaming fun today here on DSPGaming. How is everyone? I hope you're doing good in this incredibly extended streaming week. Normally, I would stream maybe 5 days, maybe 6. This week, 8 straight days. Today, for the record, is day 6 of 8. So I'm still here for 3 more full days of gameplay, and I hope that you guys are ready for that. I am. I'm excited for everything that we're going to be doing on streams. We'll talk about that right now. How about that? Oh, look, you could actually see my seltzer water. It's on camera. I readjusted a little bit, the camera angles and stuff. I think what had happened is over time I had knocked my camera a little bit. Because see, now I'm centered. If you take a look at the bar, I'm centered on the bar now. I was like this to the side because I think I had accidentally knocked my tripod with my foot over time, and I was kind of skewed to the one side there. So the camera should be centered now. But anyway, yes, 3 more straight days of full-time streaming for you all. A good variety of stuff in these 3 days of full-time streaming, including Street Fighter 6, GTA 5, and Chrono Trigger. So 3 games in the next 2 days, nicely balanced for good variety. I'm excited to jump back into Street Fighter 6 and attempt to get my characters back up to where they were on Xbox. We're almost there. We're about 2 ranks away with Honda from where he was on Xbox, and we are 1 entire tier away with Blanca. But I feel like we will get there in the next couple of weeks as long as I stay focused with these characters and keep playing with them. And then when that happens, I will likely take a break from them and go try other characters like Lily or Luke and try to get those characters ranked up as well. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. But anyway, welcome to the show. I have a few quick housekeeping things to discuss today before we actually get to any formal discussion on the podcast. Housekeeping number 1. If you happen to notice moderation of some random accounts in chat over the course of today, it's for good reason. We're basically cleaning house around here. What my idiotic trolls don't realize is that for every little bit that they give me, right, I'm going to give it back tenfold. And basically, unsolicited, I've been sent a bunch of information about sock accounts, and there's been a ton of sock accounts in the chat recently, and I'm trying to take care of them when I can. So I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to say a word, but you may notice certain accounts just being moderated. It's because they've been identified as sock accounts. There was literally someone in there. They have about a dozen sock accounts in my chat. and they're pretending to be like 12 different people, even though they're not. So we're just taking care of it, all right? So please pay no mind if you happen to see an account disappear. What happened? I didn't notice that they did anything to be moderated. Well, it's because we're actually just cleaning house. We're going through and taking care of it. Now, the thing is it going to permanently do anything? Of course not. These people can always come back and make more, but at least for now, we won't have the entire chat blocked with sock accounts, like that one that I just moderated literally right now, this very moment. Not even kidding. Okay. But in addition to that, another housekeeping thing I want to mention. You may be looking down at this member bar and be like, it says 488 members. But didn't it say 488 members the other day? But didn't it say 488 members last week? You're right. But the thing is, it's not that people are not supporting my streams at all. In fact, last night, during the community night for Street Fighter 6, we had a lot of support. People rallied, and there were 3 or 4 different people who gifted memberships, and people were very happy to get them. And we went way over 500 memberships again. And then the stream went offline. Everyone went to sleep. I come back this morning. We're back to 488. So like what happened is the same thing happened last month. Is people gifted last month, and now those are expiring. So it seems like every time we're there, every time we hit 500, then they expire overnight, and then we're back to under 500 again. So once again, for like the 3rd time this week, my ultimate goal for today's streaming day, the entire day, including this podcast, the Street Fighter 6 stream, and the Chrono Trigger stream tonight, is to hit 500 members by the end of the day. That would be absolutely outstanding. If I could hit 500 members by the end of the day, once again, I'd see that as a success, and that people are, well supporting my streams and everything. Again, I don't want people to feel like, oh man, I came by and I really supported and I gifted some memberships and we rallied and we hit 500, and how are we below 500 again? That's what's going on, all right? It's every day we're getting a bunch, and then they're expiring again, and it's kind of like evening out. So, it is what it is. Perhaps by the end of the month we'll have a rally, and keep in mind, on the 26th of this month, so in 11 days, it is my 15-year anniversary marathon celebration. All day long, we'll be going down memory lane, watching back your favorite moments in my 15-year history as a content creator here on YouTube. There's going to be food, there's going to be booze, there's going to be a chill, party-like atmosphere, and a lot of fun. Maybe on that day, we'll see some people come by and rally and support, and maybe that'll finally push us over enough so that we don't dip down and go back below 500 overnight. But in the meantime, please support the streams if you can. You guys know the deal. I'm a crowdfunded individual. I don't have sponsorships. I don't have partnerships. I don't have paid product placements. There's no ads on my streams except for maybe I take one ad break, if that, a stream. I try not to monetize you guys. Instead, it's all about you guys enjoying the free content and supporting it in any way that you can. Some gifted memberships today would be absolutely outstanding. It would be great if we could actually hit some gifted memberships by the end of this podcast. I'm sure people would really appreciate that, okay? Thank you in advance. All right. So now let us get to everything that we'd like to talk about today. First of all, recapping yesterday to let you guys know what happened yesterday on streams. GTA 5 returned to the daytime stream. And at this point in GTA 5, the anniversary run, this is only my 2nd run of the game ever. Waited 10 years to play it again. We're about, I would say, we're about halfway in. Now, I could be off because I don't exactly remember the full story of the game. But yesterday we did not 1 but 2 of the heists. The heist that was specifically for Trevor, and the heist that was for the FIB. So we did those 2, and now we're into the movie missions and some of the other missions in the game. We did the mission where we stole some car. We start boosting cars for one of these guys. In reality, I don't remember this part of the game. My brain has not really retained memory of what we're doing right now in GTA 5. So to me, it kind of feels like I'm playing a new game. I don't know what happened. I mean, the thing is, when GTA 5 came out, it was ultra hype, right? So the first probably 2-3 days that I played it, everyone was so excited. Everyone was talking about those missions, those moments. And then after that, with the game that ends up being 30 plus hours long, people stopped, they stopped tending to talk about what's going on as you get further into the lengthy playthrough. So I actually don't even remember the stuff that we're doing in the game right now, nor do I remember how much longer the plot of the game is. So we'll keep going nicely, but I think we're around 23 hours into the playthrough now. My original playthrough of GTA 5 was only 32 hours long. I looked it up. But That was not an interactive playthrough. That was not one where I was talking with you guys, doing shout outs, having discussions. It was not one where people were helping me with the content and finding stuff that, like in this game, I found the weed delivery missions. We did all of the tow truck missions. For Trevor, we're doing all his delivery drops and things like that. We didn't do any of that. Well, I think we might have done the tow truck missions. We definitely didn't do like the Trevor missions or the weed missions. There's missions we're doing in this one we didn't do in the original run. And so I feel because of that this is going to be a more lengthy playthrough regardless, okay? And that's fine. If you were watching the podcast yesterday, I went through this extended schedule for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and basically I've reserved about 45 hours for the GTA 5 playthrough. Right now we're 23 in, so we still have about half left, which is fine. I'm going to be playing it a good amount moving forward. Every week will be like 9 hours of gameplay of GTA 5, so we'll be doing pretty good for the next 2 to 3 weeks. We should be able to wrap it up before Starfield comes out. So it was a great stream, had a great time. Admittedly, support was slower. Now, last 2 times that we had GTA 5 as a daytime stream, support was actually quite good. And then all of a sudden yesterday it kind of slowed down again. I hope it's not the ongoing pattern, but you never know. You don't know what's going to happen. But hopefully we will get some more support moving forward with GTA 5 because it is going to be a big stream of mine, moving forward for the next several weeks. It's going to be one of the major focuses to try to get that done, okay? All right, then last night, it was Community Night in Street Fighter 6, and admittedly, this might be the last Community Night in Street Fighter 6 for a while because of what we talked about yesterday, and I'll reiterate that in a second, but let's talk about how last night went. So, it went pretty good. Good variety of players. You got people coming in at the gold level, you got people coming in platinum, diamond, even master, and it was great. We had good content. I did not play Blanca at all. I literally went through all of the characters who I've used in the game up to now, in a row until the very, very tail end of the stream, and then for like the last 15-20 minutes I picked my Honda because I wanted to get some practice for today's Honda stream. So it went really well. We had fun. I mean, did I win every match? Absolutely not. And that's not what it's all about. It's about having fun, having competition, getting practice in. Me using the characters I'm not that great with gives me some opportunity to practice them. Particularly, I'm going to say it again. I really like Dalsim in Street Fighter 6. I just think he sucks. Like, I like the character. He's fun to play with. To do these silly, tricky traps with the fireballs. He actually has dash cancel combos, which are hilarious to see. He's a stretchy arm. He dashes in stretchy kick, flame. It just looks so ridiculous. I love it. But at the same time, I just don't think he hangs very well competitively with the rest of the cast. I think that's a character that I want to explore, in the future more, but not right now. But that's an example of a character that perhaps in the future I would spend some more time with. Having these community nights has been a great opportunity for me to explore that character. So anyway, later on in this podcast when we get to shout outs, I have the statistics for how I did last night on community night, and we'll talk about that. But overall, I do have my updated Street Fighter stats here. So overall, just so you guys know, I have 2,168 wins, 1,437 losses, and a 60% win rate. And being that I'm going to be playing with Honda and Blanca, who are my best characters, I might even up that win rate a little bit more in the next couple of weeks. We'll see. So doing good and continuing to get better at the game, which I'm very pleased with, okay? So there you go. Oh, excuse me. So, Swago Nito says, high-level Dalsim players are incredible. Oh, I know. I've seen some videos, because, not that I'm watching Dalsim videos, but I'm watching other characters fight Dalsim, and when I see these high-level Dalsim, some of the stuff they do is crazy. How do they intend that? They'll do like a big arcing fireball, then they'll dash in, they'll do 3 hits, and then all of a sudden the fireball will hit you like, what? I forgot he did the fireball, right? Like, I forgot that was even out there. They do crazy trap. There's this crazy trap loop in the corner you can do with him against certain characters. They can't even get out. It's crazy, man. There's things he can do, but again, he's still not that good. He has no true reversal. So again, any character who has no true reversal, they're definitely limited in Street Fighter 6. But anyway, I had a great time. Thanks to anyone who joined. Thanks to anyone who fought me last night and participated in the community night. Now, moving forward, we may not have community nights. Allow me to explain why. Number one, we need to make a push to finish up a lot of the games and content I'm doing now before the new releases start hitting in September. That means playing a lot more GTA 5, and that also means if we're going to have other games on day streams, that Street Fighter 6 is now going to become night streams instead of daytime streams, which I'm okay with, But if we're only going to play it on night streams, then that's a very limited amount of gameplay. It's only 2-hour sessions. So you're going from like 6 to 9 hours a week down to only maybe 4 to 6 hours a week. And if that's the case, those night streams have to be the ranked streams. And if that's the case, there's no time for community night. You see? When am I going to do it? I need time to play the game in general and get better at it in ranked. So how am I going to do community nights, right? So I'll give you an example of this. This coming weekend is the Mortal Kombat 1 beta. I've pre-ordered the game. I'm waiting for the beta to be available. I checked this morning. It's not. They claimed it would be there. It's not there yet. So hopefully they follow through on their promise. If this beta is actually this weekend, as they're saying, okay, well, how am I going to handle that, right? Well, it's all day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm not here Friday. Friday's my day off. So I'll be here Saturday, Sunday. And yesterday on this very podcast, we ran a poll, said how much of the MK1 beta do you guys want to see? And the answers were essentially, we want to see it all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Daytime and nighttime streams. Do 4 straight streams of the MK1 beta. And I'm like, okay, if you really want that, I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. But that means no night streams. That means no variety. That also means in the remaining 4 streaming days of the week, we got to try to cram everything in, including my React show on DSP Reacts, GTA 5 progress, Street Fighter 6 progress. That means no community night and Street Fighter 6. You see? If we had split the days for Mortal Kombat, one of those nights would have been community night. So, there you have it. Now, the next week, Armored Core 6 comes out. If you want me to play Armored Core 6, that means I can't do daytime streams of Street Fighter 6, and that means no community night. Do you see? So, things have to be sacrificed in order to make more room for more content. Okay? So, that's the deal. So, what do you guys want? Do you really want me to play Mortal Kombat 1 all day long, Saturday, Sunday? Do you maybe want me to do it all day Saturday, daytime Sunday, community night in Street Fighter 6 Sunday? Or, you know what I mean? I need your feedback. Same thing with Armored Core. Are you sure you want to see me play Armored Core? I'm down for trying it, but that means no daytime streams of Street Fighter 6, you know? And so, you know, what do you guys think? I need feedback. Feedback is key. All right? Really. Feedback is key. Please give me your feedback. And there's many ways you can do that. You can tell me in the stream chat. You can email me. You can tweet me. You can leave a comment on this video after the fact. You can leave a comment on another video, you know, whatever. I'm down. I would love feedback. I really need this kind of feedback from you guys to help me judge what I should be doing. Okay? So please let me know. I will weigh and balance what everyone has to say. Yesterday's initial poll was play MK1 2 full days. It was 60-40 split. So I'm weighing that in. I want to hear all your other feedback as well before I make a big definitive decision. Okay? Okay. See? We got a split decision. Big Papa Phil says, play more Mortal Kombat. I can't play the beta. I'm experiencing it through you. Jade says, don't do Armored Core. Play more Street Fighter. I like that. Right? But then there was 2 or 3 other people who said, yes, please play Armored Core. We're interested in your feedback on it. So, hoy, I need this feedback. More feedback, please. Okay? The more, the better. Here you go. Less fighting games. More variety. Armored Core 6 should get priority. You want to talk about a different opinion? There you go. It's completely different, right? Play MK1 all day Saturday and only the Dame stream on Sunday. Do community night on Sunday. That's a viable option, for sure. For sure. I'd be down for that. 3 straight streams of Mortal Kombat and then Street Fighter to break it up. That would be fine. I don't think Armored Core is meant for your style of streaming. Less Street Fighter, check out MK1 though. So this person says, don't do Armored Core, don't do Street Fighter, but do it more MK1. We've got every possible differing opinion right now in chat, literally back to back. We got completely different takes. Wow. More fighting games, ban anyone who disagrees. Okay, here we go. Let's ban. Start banning people right now. Here we go. Ban you. Ban you. I'm just kidding. I'm not banning anyone. But anyway. All right. Feedback appreciated. All right. All right. Let's now go through the schedule for the rest of this week so you guys know what to expect. Today, it is the return of Street Fighter 6 Ranked. And today we're playing with E Honda in Ranked. He's at 1-star Diamond. We're going to try to get him back to where he was on Xbox. If you remember, when we played with him on Xbox last week, we went from 1-star Diamond to 3-star Diamond easily, too. It wasn't even like it was a lot of difficulty. We were kicking ass, all right? So that's what I'm going for today. Can I possibly kick ass with Honda, right? And get him ranked up to the 3-star diamond that he was at on Xbox. I don't know if I'll do it in one sitting, but man, I am going to try to get him up to that on PS5. We'll see what happens, okay? I watched some videos last night. The only thing I'm really not implementing in my Honda gameplay that I can see is, number one, some people use the Sumo Spirit to combo the 100 hands, and if as long as the Sumo Spirit is charged, okay, he could do big combos with it. If it's not charged, the hands are pretty worthless in this game. So if you have Sumo Spirit, do a combo into the hands. If not, do the standard combos, which is what I've been doing all along. That's number one. Number two, I have noticed that some people have been like drive rushing with the chop, and the drive rush chop seems to be really good. It knocks people out of the air, and it counter hits a lot. But it could also leave you open if you completely whiff, and that's horrible. You don't want to be wide open. So, you know, I'm usually drive rushing with Honda with medium punch, which is a quicker recovery, and if it whiffs, you're usually okay. The chop might not be as safe. So I got to think about what I'll maybe try that today, maybe not. But outside of that, everything else I've been doing with Honda has been pretty solid gameplay. It's even what I'm seeing the top players doing for the pretty much the videos I'm watching. So I'm just going to stick with what I've been doing and see if I can get better with my execution. Right now, my execution has some problems. Like last night, in the 20 minutes I was using Honda, I kept dropping his basic combo. You know, the sumo push combo. I would go for it. I would do roundhouse, drive rush, roundhouse, sumo push, and I wouldn't get the sumo push. I'm like, where did it go? I get the 2-hit roundhouse instead of the 1-hit into the sumo push cancel, which is what I want. That's very frustrating. So I'm hoping that tonight I can actually get my combos more easily. We'll see how it goes today, this afternoon. All right. Now, tonight on the late stream, it's the continuation of Chrono Trigger. We're now going to get about 7-8 hours into it. The game is great. I'm really loving it. We're now in 600 AD. We're trying to solve the mystery of the Masamune sword. And I'm trying to remember where we left off. I think what happened is we had gotten the pieces of the Masamune, both of them. But now we needed to figure out how to fix the sword, because the sword essentially was broken. But we needed to find a way to reforge it. But I can't remember what the story was, how to do that. I guess we'll have to try to regroup and today figure out exactly where we are in the game and try to figure out where to go. I think there was maybe somewhere we needed to go, a cave or something. I can't remember. It said where to go, and then we ran out of time. So tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, Chrono Trigger continues. Again, one of my favorite games of all time. You can tell when I'm playing with it that I have passion for this game. I absolutely love it. I'm really enjoying having this interactive playthrough with all of you. I hope tonight you will join me for that. And I hope tonight you will support that stream if you can. All right? I am concerned. You know, we got GTA 5 and Chrono Trigger. They're both streams that haven't been doing great for support. Maybe tonight we can get some of those memberships up or something like that. All right? We'll see what happens. But that'd be great if you could come by and hang out and support that stream. Tomorrow, GTA 5 continues on the daytime stream. We'll keep pushing forward with the main story. Right now, there's really almost no side content available. We're going to do more delivery missions with Trevor, but then we're going to go to continuing on with the plot and see where it takes us and go from there. Tomorrow night will be a rare night where I'm going to do Street Fighter 6 World Tour mode. I have not played this in like another 3 weeks or so. This is a mode I really like, but really we haven't found a way to fit it into the schedule with all the other things that I've been doing in the last 2 to 3 months. So we're going to try another random night stream of World Tour mode tomorrow night and see how people like it for chill fun, okay? Then on Thursday, my final consecutive streaming day of the week, that's 8 straight days this week, more Street Fighter 6 ranked, this time with Blanca, trying to get him into Diamond. And then that night will be more Chrono Trigger, and that is the end of my streaming week. I'm off from streaming on Friday, which is a rarity. So no Street Fighter Friday, no Friday night fights. Saturday, when I come back, Mortal Kombat 1 beta all day long. Sunday, if you guys want it, Mortal Kombat beta all day long, unless you only want me to do the beta the first stream and do a Street Fighter 6 community night on Sunday night, I'm willing to do that. Let me know what you want. That'll help determine what I do. Then that Monday, that Monday, DSP versus the Internet, my React show, paired with a late night stream of Chrono Trigger. Then Tuesday would be GTA 5 and Street Fighter 6. And then Wednesday, again, would be GTA 5. And I don't even know what the night stream would be Wednesday. Maybe, well, actually, no. That's right. I forgot. Next week is actually still a 6-day streaming week for me. So I think it's going to be DSP versus the Internet, GTA 5, Street Fighter 6, GTA 5, and then the night streams will be Chrono Trigger, Street Fighter 6, Chrono Trigger, Street Fighter 6. I think that's what we're doing. Okay? So there'll be a good amount of gameplay, but it's going to be very mixed up and confusing just because it's kind of a shuffled week because of Mortal Kombat 1. All right? So then, that next Friday I'm off, and then it's my big marathon event, and that is Saturday, the 26th of this month. It is the 15-year anniversary marathon, where I am celebrating 15 years as a YouTuber. We're going to go down memory lane. We're going to relax. I'm going to have some drinks. We're going to have some food that my wife's going to make. We're going to chill, and we're going to reminisce and have a great time. Party-like atmosphere, relaxed, nothing too ultra serious, just having a good time together. I can't wait to do that with you guys. I think it's going to be a great event. What kind of food? Don't know yet. Got to speak with my wife about that because she wants to make some stuff for the event, just like she did for the digital summer party and the fight and feast. But we're not exactly sure what she wants to do yet. She's probably going to be looking up some recipes and things online and make some yummy food and go from there. Big 15-year celebration. Because then after that, then we're full speed ahead. Games with like Armored Core, finishing GTA 5, a little bit more Street Fighter 6. Then we've got Starfield. Then we've got Lies of P. Then we've got MK1. Then we got non-stop new releases for the fall. Okay? So, yeah. Pretty crazy, huh? It's going to be pretty eventful, pretty exciting, I feel. Speaking of which, if you have not yet nominated your favorite moments from my 15-year history as a YouTuber, what are you waiting for? Do so right now, because the more moments we have nominated, the better that big marathon celebration it will be. How do you do it? Type !retrospective into the chat. It'll bring up a link. Click on that link. You go right to the community post, and you can post up your moments. If you're a channel member, you're in luck, because channel members get priority. We're going to be watching the channel member submissions first before we get to the standard submissions. If you're a channel member, go to the main channel page of DSPGaming, head over to the members tab. There's actually a members tab there. And that tab, you should look there. You'll see the thread. Post up in that thread. All right? Thank you guys. Please, we got about a week and a half left until the event. So please post up, and the more, the better. Yes, DSP Tries It videos, of course, are allowed to be submitted. Basically, anything that's my content is allowed to be submitted. Or, like a fan-made montage of my content, no detractor stuff. I'm not going to give attention to the fucking detractors on my 15-year anniversary. Let's use our heads here. Okay? Okay. So, that's that. We have covered all that I wanted to talk about today. All right? We have one brief news story to talk about today before we move on to things like shout-outs and Q&A. So let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to DSP News. Another new logo. What do you think of this one? I need your feedback. What do you think of this logo? How about this? This is like the 5th new one that I've introduced this week. What do you like this one? It's really not good. We have 1 million. Better than the last two. You'll like this one. Here, I'm going to show you. We're going to go through them. Ready? First we had ones like this. Actually, did I change them all? Oh, I changed them all. Never mind. I don't even have the old ones anymore to show you. Oh, there you go. That was one of the originals. Okay. Then we had the bar that was intrusive and took the whole bottom third of the screen. Then yesterday we introduced these newly redone ones that are more minimalist. See that? And now today we have this, which is kind of a smaller bar for the corner that's not as intrusive, right? Really? Spragonito says, I'm going to send one and it's better than that. Well, go ahead, send away. We're going to get this down. Eventually we're going to get the perfect setup for this, okay? The circle, look at this, people are disagreeing. The circle is the best. The new one is the best. See that? Haha. There you go. It needs a border. You think it needs a border? Some people are saying, I liked the other one that actually covered the entire bottom of the screen. Full red bar made it seem like an actual cable news show. Need a scrolling news ticker. I don't know how I would pull that off. I think that would have to be like an app or a plugin. I don't have anything like that. You know, like I'd have to do like a plugin for OBS. I'm sure it's very possible because a lot of streamers have it. They have that scrolling shit. But what would I have scrolling down there? It's not a real news show. You understand that? This is not really live news with the news feed going. You understand? It's not real. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Swagonito says, actually, OBS has a ticker. I didn't even know that. I've looked. I didn't see one in there. It actually has a full ticker in there. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyway, we'll go with this one for today. The funny part is, what we just did is longer than the news. The news is very short today. I literally only have, like, one story to talk about today. The story is, what is on Game Pass for the month of, the next month, essentially, and what is being removed. So here's what's being added to Xbox Game Pass soon. Today, a game called Everspace 2. What is it? I have no idea. On August 17th, Firewatch. Remember that game from many, many years ago? I really liked it. If you've never played Firewatch or seen a playthrough of it, all it is you are a forest ranger. And it's just your adventures as a forest ranger. The things you're finding in the forest, the things you're doing to keep the forest safe. There's a big mystery, like a murder mystery kind of going on during it. And I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with Firewatch. I don't want to tell you more because that would literally spoil the plot, which is the most interesting part of it. So maybe consider giving it a look. It's on Game Pass as of the 17th. Now, I didn't even know this. You ready? On the 18th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre comes out. And I didn't even know this game was coming out this month. First of all, why does it come out this month? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming out in August? That is really weird. So if you're into the whole asymmetrical horror survival game, you know what I mean? That's, I guess this game is that. I guess supposedly it has like a spin on that or something like that. I don't know exactly 100% what it is, but people are saying that's the kind of game it is. Am I really interested in it? No, I'm not. I'm not. If I'm going to play an asymmetrical horror game, I'm going to play Dead by Daylight. To be honest, I'm going to play the one that started it all, the one that people to this day are still into and excited for. That's the one I would play. I'm not going to play Friday the 13th. I'm not going to play freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm not going to play the Dragon Ball Breakers. I'm not going to play the Evil Dead. I'm just going to play the original one, right? And it's still prominent. The original one is still prominent. People still play it to this day. That's the one I would play. But if you're interested, it's on Game Pass, okay? On the 18th. On the 29th of August, Sea of Stars. Now, this is interesting because Sea of Stars is also on PlayStation Plus. So it doesn't matter what you have. If you have PS Plus or Game Pass, you can play Sea of Stars at the end of this month. Now, here's the thing. I am excited for that. But here's the problem. I'm playing Chrono Trigger. I've been waiting 10 years to play Chrono Trigger again, so we're playing it now. I'm not going to finish Chrono Trigger in time. So what I would say is Sea of Stars, I'm interested in it. From what everyone says, Sea of Stars is the modern spiritual successor to Chrono Trigger. So I'm down for that. But we obviously can't play it now. I would say let's play through, finish Chrono Trigger, and then maybe later this year, maybe around the end of the year, we could actually play Sea of Stars. I'd be down for that. If that's what you guys want, you want to see it, I would be interested. But, you know, right now, obviously playing the classic, the one that I wanted to play for a decade, is obviously going to take priority. We're not going to dump Chrono Trigger to play Sea of Stars, okay? So there you go. People are saying in the chat, don't forget there's also a Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Is it asymmetrical horror game? If you don't know what asymmetrical means, is that it's not symmetric. Symmetric would mean, oh, it's even teams, 4v4. It's not. It's usually like one killer, 4 survivors, and that's why it's asymmetric. It's not symmetrical. That's what that means. Okay. And then the last game for Game Pass is Gris, which comes out September 5th. What is Gris? I have absolutely no clue. As for games leaving Game Pass, we've got Black Desert, Commandos 3, the HD remaster, Immortality, Nuclear Throne, Surgeon Simulator 2, and Tiny Kin. All of those games are being removed on August 31st. What are they? I have no idea. But I thought I would relay that information to you since some people seemed pretty interesting. Okay? So there you go. And if you guys are interested again in seeing Sea of Stars, let me know. There's no way that I could play it now because we're doing Chrono Trigger, but I'd be very, very interested in playing it in the future, especially if it comes out and people are rating it good. So yeah, it's really good like Chrono Trigger. I'd be very willing to play it later this year once the new releases calm down. Okay? Okay. All right. Cool. That's the news. A short news segment today. So sadly, we didn't really get to use the logo that much. People are already telling me they're going to submit more logos as well. Please, by all means, do. We'll get this right. Eventually, we'll get this right. We'll keep messing around. Oops. We'll keep messing around with different logos and things until we finally get to the final one that we think is the best. Right now, I don't think we've gotten there yet. Okay. All right. But thank you to everyone submitting, by the way. As you can see, this is a community effort. We're all working to improve. Every day we're getting something new improved, right? So there you go. Okay. All right. I think it's now time for us to get to shout-outs, shall we? Cool. Let's start off today with Gatsu Katsu with big support for the channel. First of all, Gatsu Katsu themselves became a channel member. Thank you for that. Then, Gatsu Katsu gifted 5 memberships to the community. So congratulations to Mango Pimp, Johnny B. Smithy, Bobo Bone, Aspire 410H, and Necromancer, all of whom just received a gifted membership, which means that we are now up to 494 members and climbing. Again, my ultimate goal for the entire day is to hit 500 members by the end of the day again. And maybe it'll stick one of these times. I guess we'll see. Okay? So, let's find out. Alright? Cool. Now, that is it for the YouTube side of stuff so far this morning. On the tip side of things, we have one overnight tip that came in. And of course, I think you're going to recognize this person's name, perhaps. They're given by the name of Game Trekker. Alright, so it was a $29.99 tip. We're going to do a $20 animation because they love the Street Fighter animation. But it is essentially, I'm going to count it as a $30 tip here. Okay. Whoa, that is incorrect. It was not 300. It was 30. All right. And Game Trekker actually has a message for us today. He says, all right, I got your stats here for last night's community night. Before you played in the community lobby, you actually had 10 wins and 1 loss with Lily. Yes, that was because I did some casual matches before we started. In the lobby itself, I counted the following. 2 wins and 3 losses with Lily. Yes, because I immediately played someone good who kicked my butt. Zangief, 10 wins and 4 losses. Dalsim, 8 wins and 6 losses. That's surprising that I actually got some wins with Dalsim. Marisa, 3 wins and 2 losses. Luke, 5 wins and 2 losses. Honda, 6 wins and 5 losses. So overall, 34 wins, 22 losses. But overall for the night, because I did the casual play first, 44 wins and 23 losses. So there you go. Some interesting stats. See, I like community night because I don't have to play ranked. I can mess around with these other characters. And in reality, I do get a little bit of practice. And sometimes I learn a little bit about the characters. So I really do enjoy the community nights, which is why I'm kind of leaning towards maybe this weekend for MK1, we do all day Saturday, daytime stream Sunday, and then maybe Sunday night is community night, so that way we get it in for the week. I'm thinking about it, and again, please give me your feedback, okay? So, Abdullah says, I was very fun. I watched community night last night on demand. I've enjoyed both 2 parts. Something about watching your Street Fighter 6 gameplay is so good. You're an amazing player. I do not believe I'm an amazing player in any way, shape, or form, but this is the first modern fighting game that I'm pretty decent at. It really is. Like, all the other ones I just flub around in and mess around and play for like a week or 2 and I suck, and then I quit. This one I've actually gotten better incrementally every, really. I mean, this is the 3rd month playing it. I've gotten better again. I hit Master with Blanca and, getting better with Honda now. Yeah, it's pretty cool that finally I have a modern fighting game I'm not bad at. So, all right. So, ladies and gents, that's what I had for today's podcast. No exaggeration. That's it. Like, I don't have anything too crazy going on. So if you guys have some topics you would like to discuss today, Toro, send me your topics. Send them to me. Ole! Incredibly offensive. Racial appropriation. Ole! Or actually, it's cultural appropriation. Ole! Actually, it's blue, so it's not. If it was red, now we'd be in big trouble, right? If this was red, I'd be really in trouble. But anyway, all right, so, yes, if you guys would like to chat, please tag me in the chat. Let's have a little bit of fun conversation today on the show. We'll see how long it takes us, if you want to do a full, half hour, 45 minutes, or if you just want to do a few minutes. We'll see. So what's for dinner tonight? We're having Turkey Joe's plus a side of pasta salad. So it's a mix. We're not going to have like a ton of Turkey Joe meat. We'll have like one Turkey Joe sandwich and then a side of pasta salad with it. Abdullah says the Street Fighter 2 fundamentals are working so well. I think the drive impact kind of ruins it. That issue with the drive parry cancel. Well, yeah, like basically the game is old but new. It definitely has elements from previous Street Fighters in it. So if you've played previous Street Fighters, you have an advantage. But at the same time, being that it has all these new modernizations, you know, drive rush, drive impact, parrying, that are very different. The parrying in this game is very different from Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, for the record. It's very different. Yeah, it's a combination. Definitely having those fundamentals has been totally different for me. If I had those fundamentals, I probably wouldn't be enjoying the game as much. I'm glad I have them. Thank you, Kagome. Re-upping the membership for a year and saying happy 15 years. Thank you very much, Kagome. Let's see. Swaganito says, your enjoyment between Street Fighter 5 and 6 is universes apart. Glad you're enjoying a modern fighting game. Me too. Again, it's been a million years. I mean, Street Fighter 4 I enjoyed, but I didn't love and I didn't get into that much. This game, I'll be honest, I like Street Fighter 6 better than Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 4 was good, but man, it was kind of broken and unbalanced. This game, is there top tiers that are established and ridiculous? Yes. At the same time, I'm kind of making do. I'm still making progress. You know what I mean? Street Fighter 4, I didn't really get into it competitively to the point where I cared as much. It was more just pump out videos for YouTube, right? Today, I'm actually enjoying Street Fighter 6's gameplay, so. B-Boy Cyclone, I explained why I switched from Xbox to PS5, because most games on PS5, well, first of all, most competitive fighting game players play on PS5. They don't play on Xbox. Now, is it true that Street Fighter's cross-platform? Yes, but not every fighting game will be. MK1 will not be cross-platform at launch. It might take months to become cross-platform. I don't want to limit myself to a very small player base. It's something like 20% of gamers play fighting games on Xbox, 80% play on PS5. That's a humongous disparity. And I don't want to be limited to an incredibly small player base because I'm playing on one console. Okay? In addition, more joysticks, better controls are available for PS5 than are for Xbox, just because it's the main console for fighting games. So there you have it. You know, there's multiple reasons, good reasons, to switch to PS5, which is why I did it. So, okay. When will we get an FPS multiplayer stream? When there's an FPS multiplayer game out that's worth playing. Right now, there's nothing I'm interested in. Maybe I'll get Modern Warfare 3. Maybe I won't. I don't know. What's up, Green Goblin? How you doing? Jade says, I feel a little better today. I'm glad. He says, Street Fighter is definitely going to help. I'd like to talk a little bit more in the chat. Sounds good. Yeah, I know yesterday you weren't feeling too good, right, Jade? I hope you feel better today. I'm sorry that you didn't feel good yesterday. Double M says, there's something that worries you about Mortal Kombat 1. Do you think it'll be 10 out of 10? You want to know the truth? I have no clue. I've barely seen any gameplay of it at all. And I haven't really bothered watching too much of it. I feel like this weekend will be a good immersion for these streams I'm going to play. But I haven't really looked. I mean, the thing is with Mortal Kombat, even if I don't like the overall competitive nature, the story will be good. There'll be offline modes that are worth my time. So I know that it wasn't a waste of money to buy the game. Even if I play it and I'm like, I don't really like it competitively, I'll play it for a bit and, you know, I'll go back to Street Fighter or whatever. I don't know. But I think it'll be fun to play it this weekend, and I'm not going crazy over it. I haven't completely researched the game to the point where I know everything about it before I play it this weekend. I literally have done the opposite. Abdullah says, remember, you bought the Capcom collection on Xbox. It didn't have crossplay. Look what happened. Yeah, it died within like 2 weeks. You couldn't even find a person to play. Literally, everyone stopped playing it online. It's a dead game. That's why I really had to convert over to PS5, just to be safe. B-Boy Cyclone says, why replay Street Fighter 6 on PS? I get playing MK1 on PS. Why replay this? Why not continue Street Fighter 6 on Xbox, then swap over to PlayStation for MK? Because if I'm going to use a controller for fighting games, I got to use the same controller. Okay. Imagine if, all right, how can I say? Let's say you're an Xbox player, so you're always using this controller. But then you've decided you're going to play a competitive game, and you're going to play it on PlayStation. So now you're trying to play with the PlayStation controller, which has a different kind of buttons, different feel to them. The thumbsticks are positioned differently. The controller is a different weight. There's differentials there. You understand? If you're trying to play something and get good at it competitive, you want to have a standard. All right? If I'm going to play competitive fighting games, I want to have a standard. This is now my standard. You see? This will be the controller that I'll be using moving forward for all fighting games. So I'll get used to it, I'll master it, and it doesn't matter what fighting game I'll play, this will be the one that I'm used to. I want to have one stable way to play fighting games. And since most fighting games are main played on PS5, this is my way to do it. Okay? That's what I mean. So if I were switching, just think about this. Remember how I've told you, wow, it's very different. My other joystick, which was the Hori Fighting Stick Alpha, it has completely different components. It has much different joystick. It's much looser. This one's a tighter joystick. You got to get used to the change. You can't, if you're trying to switch between the two, you'll screw up. You absolutely will. You got to get used to that one style of joystick. So that's what I mean. Like, I got to have a standard. I need to have a standard that's a competitive standard that makes sense, that I don't have to be swapping. I don't have to be messing around. I can just play everything at once on one, and that's what I've done now. This, yes, was it an investment of money? It was. Is it an investment of time to get everything onto the one console? Indeed it is. But at the same time, I feel like in the long run, it's going to be worth it. I do. Okay? The good news is, if you take a look at the characters who I'm using, for example, Lily, Luke, if I do placement matches on PS5, chances are I'm going to get into Platinum anyway, which is where they were. I think Luke was Diamond 1, but Lily was still in Platinum. I'm probably going to get into those ranks anyway if I do placement matches. So it's not like I've ruined my chances at good placement or anything. If anything, it was Blanca that I screwed myself, because I was Master, and then I went down to freaking Platinum 1, and I'm grinding up. So yeah, I agree there. That's an annoying waste of time, but at the same time, long term, I think it will pan out. I think it'll pay off. Okay. Do I think Xbox fans are overhyping Starfield? I don't know. Are they really overhyping it? Because I haven't really been paying attention. To me, like I said, I'm approaching Starfield from a scientific perspective. I want to play this game. I want to study it. I want to analyze it. I want to see how it works. How similar is it to Fallout, to Elder Scrolls, to No Man's Sky, to other games and other franchises? Is it unique enough to feel like it's really its own standalone IP? Or is it just a mishmash of other games? How does it perform? How lengthy is it? How entertaining is it? How's the writing, right? All these are interesting and important factors for me. And I really, that's the way I'm approaching it. It's like, I'm not approaching it as a fanboy. Man, I can't wait to play it because it's going to be so good. And I'm not approaching it as a hater looking to basically crap all over it every moment. I just want to honestly play it and review it and react to it the way that I feel, however, as I'm playing it. You see, I want to be fair to it. And I think that's going to be interesting to do. I think a lot of people are interested in seeing me cover it that way, because a lot of people think it's a big unknown. It's a question mark. It's an anomaly. Will it be good? Will it not? Will it live up to hype? Will it fall flat on its face? And it's going to be very entertaining to see that together. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens. But I'm not, I mean, could it be overhyped? Of course. I mean, anything Bethesda seems to be overhyped. Am I wrong there? Everyone always overhypes Bethesda stuff. You don't know how it's going to be, right? Albert says, we respect your honest and unbiased reviews, and I'm glad. I'm glad you guys understand that. I have literally, absolutely, positively, no reason at all to kiss a game's butt or to slam a game. I don't benefit by saying a game is good or bad. I don't get paid either way. You know what I'm saying? I don't get drama views, and I also don't get paid sponsorship. So either way, what I tell you is my honest feeling. It's going to be truthful from my perspective. Abdullah says, hold on, it scrolled off the screen. Abdullah says, a lot of games this year in 2023 were disappointing. Star Wars was buggy. Forspoken was terrible. As well as Hogwarts Legacy on PC, bad at launch. Hogwarts Legacy, for me, like the first half of the game is so good. It's like, wow, I've never seen a game that's super immersive. So much attention to detail, so much to do. And then you get to the second half of the game and you're like, wow, they totally ran out of ideas. It's the same game in the second half as it is in the first. There's nothing new. The combat's repetitive and boring. You know, if anything, maybe the story's kind of good. But outside of that, everything else about the game, it just feels like it's boring, repetitive grindingness. So that sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted it to be good all the way through, and it does feel like it completely fizzles out halfway through. Shout out to Soren J2K, who became a channel member this morning. Thank you for the support, Soren. Thank you so much. That gets us up to 495. We're now only 5 members away from hitting 500, which is my goal for the day. I want to get us back up to 500 if we can. Thank you, guys. Will the Sonic Cat return for Sonic Superstars? I don't know, and I don't care. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't think it should be anyone's concern. Who gives a shit about what hat I'm wearing? Excuse me. Ah. Hobo X, I don't care. He says, that super cringe furry game, Goodbye Volcano High, releases in 2 weeks. Are you playing it? No. I don't. Here's the thing. I'm getting older. Correct? I think we can all agree. Look at me. Look, hold on. Look at me. Actually, hold on. That's better. Look at my face. Do you see my face? Do you see the wrinkles? Do you see the giant flapping jaws? Do you see all these gray hairs, white hairs in my beard? I'm getting older. I'm running out of time. I don't have a lot of time to waste, all right? Any given Sunday. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, I'm getting older. And as I'm getting older, okay, that means that I have precious little time to waste. I need to be making sure that everything I do is meaningful and good use of my time, correct? I don't feel that playing games that we know are bad, or not bad, but games that are going to be cringe, that we know that I'm not going to enjoy, are worth my time anymore. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, absolutely. I didn't stream. I just sat here playing games nonstop. And it was funny to see me play a game that was bad because I could tear it a new asshole. Kane and Lynch 2, right? Shit. I'm trying to think of some of the worst games that I played from back in the day. Amy, right? You think of some ancient, crappy games that I played and we all hate it, right? That was funny back then. Today, people will say, Phil, are you going to play Chrono Trigger? Phil, are you going to play Sea of Stars? Phil, are you going to play Starfield? Well, what about Armored Core 6? But what about Lies of P? Phil, why didn't you play this game? Phil, why'd you skip this game? Phil, this game, this game, this game, this game. Like, it's different now, all right? I don't have time to do all that stuff because I'm a full-time streamer and things I do are interactive. It takes longer to get through games now. And for me, what I need to do is I need to focus in on games that, number one, I'm interested in, number two, you're interested in, and number three, are kind of going to work for the streams. So here's a perfect example. Baldur's Gate 3. Everyone says it's great. People are playing it, loving it. It would not work for my streams. It's too long. It's a drawn-out RPG. This is a game that's similar to Divinity Original Sin 2, which did not work for my streams, so we already have a test case to know that Baldur's Gate 3 would not work for my streams. It's going to be too long out, too boring for the audience to follow. Unless I'm playing it like 12 hours a week, 14 hours a week, which I'm not going to because I'm a variety streamer, it doesn't fit the format of my streams. So what I need to do, I need to pick and choose the games that are best for my streams that will work. Games that I can play and beat in a reasonable amount of time, that we can enjoy together, that having that interaction adds to it, that it's something that I enjoy or you enjoy or both, right? All these factors have to be. It can't be, oh, we know this game is not going to be very good, but play it because it's cringe. I don't have time for that. I just don't. I don't have time to waste anymore on bullshit. I have to cut the bullshit out and focus on the good stuff that people want to see. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not playing Goodbye Volcano High. In fact, we can say goodbye shitty games like this. Goodbye, cringy shit. Bye-bye. There might be a lot of people who like it. And you know what? If you like that style of game, if it fits your interests, good for you. I'm not here to sit here and say, oh, don't play that game because I don't like it. No, absolutely not. Enjoy what you like. Listen, 5 zillion people just went out and saw the fucking Barbie movie. Some people apparently completely cosmetically changed their bodies with all kinds of huge, like, plastic surgery to look like the characters in the movie. I'm serious. They completely changed their bodies. They're now living Barbies and Kens. So good for you. If that's what you want to do with your life, go for it. I'm not going to see the Barbie movie because I have shit to do. That's more important to me than see the Barbie movie because I don't think it's good. So I have no point to seeing the movie. You understand? I'm not going to waste time seeing the movie. I'll focus on the things that I like. But I'm also not going to stand over here and crap on you because you wanted to see or watch the Barbie movie. Enjoy it. like what you like, and I like what I like, and we agree to disagree, and that's fine. That's what life is all about, correct? So, if you like Goodbye Volcano High, go for it, but I don't have time to waste on that shit, okay? Lies of Her Soul is here, and just did a $10 super chat. It says, regarding your 2017 Game of the Year tier list, Breath of the Wild was trash. That year had The Evil Within 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn and Hellblade. Screw Breath of the Wild. There you go. No, see, I really felt like Breath of the Wild was overrated. I thought it was a good game, but it had a lot of shortcomings. I mean, notably, it just ran like shit no matter what you played it on. It didn't matter if you played it on the Wii U or you played it on the Switch. It had graphical problems. It wasn't up to snuff for a modern game, and people just kissed its ass, said it was Game of the Year, and that pissed me off, you know? So, anyway, there you go. Thank you, Lice for Soul, for the first super chat of the day, by the way. Let's see here. I got a $1 tip. Someone says, do you support the streamers I watch in my free time? Well, it depends on what you mean. All right, first of all, the streamers I watch in my free time, I don't watch streamers. I've literally not watched like a live stream of anyone. If anything, if my wife and I were to watch like a video game playthrough, we watch on demand after the fact. Now, we have YouTube Premium. So simply by watching the on-demand video with YouTube Premium, those creators get paid. So there you go. That's how we're supporting them. Right? Through YouTube Premium, they're getting revenue from us watching their content, right? We're not using ad block to rip them off. You know, we're not doing anything like that. Now, are we crazy, dedicated fans of a content creator where we're so into them that we're doing paid memberships or paid subscriptions and we're doing this and that? No, we're not. We casually, in fact, we haven't even watched a video game playthrough in months. There hasn't really been anything interesting us around to watch. So we've been watching, like I said, since we got Max, we've now been watching like reality TV and stuff like that every night. We haven't actually watched a video game playthrough in a long time. But that's how we give back, is by being a YouTube Premium subscriber. That's a perfectly valid way to give back to a content creator, by watching their content under the premium. So I recommend it to you. You want to give back to me or any other creator on YouTube, become a YouTube Premium sub and they get paid for your actual viewership. It's very nice. There you go. Jade says, can we get backstories of Street Fighter guys soon? Not today, I'm asking. Like who? Who would you like the backstory of? Because I feel like we went through backstories back when we were doing like classic Street Fighter stuff. I feel like we went through them all. I don't know who we didn't cover. But yeah, if you were to ask, I would do my best from what I know. Shifty's 49ers talks, I like your shirt. Well, thank you, Shifties. I appreciate the compliment. Which version of Ken is worse? Evil Ken from Ultra Street Fighter 2 or Ken from Street Fighter 6? Evil Ken is irrevocably broken. He can literally stand there and do endless Shoryukens and only half the cast can even hit him out of it. I'm serious. If you just do perfectly timed Shoryukens, a lot of people can't even reverse it. They just stand there and get owned, right? Ken in Street Fighter 6, the problem with Ken in Street Fighter 6 is that he is absolutely the best character in the game. He has more tools, better recovery, and everything has higher priority than anyone else. They didn't test this game properly. Because if they did, at a competitive level, they would have known that. And they would have said, oh, okay. Like, literally, the problem with Ken is he has no weakness. Other characters, you could say, oh, they're really strong in one regard, but they're weak in others. Like Honda. Honda has very good damage output. He can counter hit easily. It's hard to counter certain moves of his. But he gets beaten by zoning. He can't stop rush down because he has no true reversal. His actual reversal headbutt gets thrown. So he has weaknesses. He has pluses, but he has weaknesses. Ken literally has no weakness. To beat Ken, you have to wait for Ken to fuck up. Then you win. You can't just, oh, I outplayed Ken. You literally can't outplay Ken. He's the best character. He has every tool in every situation to succeed, and if the player plays perfectly, they will win. On paper, he is absolutely hands down the best character in the game. And that's a problem. They shouldn't have made him that powerful. I don't think they realized he was. And now they fucked up. And now, what do you have is 5 zillion people mashing Ken online and getting away with bullshit. It's not fun. It's bullshit. You know, he definitely needs to have something changed about him. I don't know what it is that needs to change, but something. Either that, or the rest of the cast needs to be improved so they can actually be up to snuff with Ken and punish his stuff. Because you can't, right now, most of the stuff he does is completely safe. And that's bullshit. Right? It's so dumb. Okay. Exactly. If you perfect parry Ken 32 times, like the JP player just did at the tournament against Angry Bird, then maybe you have a chance of winning. So if you perfect parry 32 times, maybe you'll hit him twice out of the 32 times and you can win. There you go. But that's funny because you could argue that for any character. In Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, half the cast was not very good unless you parried everything. Then they're great. that's just exactly the same for any fighting game. If there's a parry mechanic and you can perfect parry everything and counter hit, then your character's good no matter what character you're using. They're very good. But that's how it's always been. Like, of course, if you're countering every single thing, my hair's popping up in the back. Look at that. It's like a big puffy cloud in the back of my head. But anyway, yeah, if you're perfect parrying everything the opponent is doing, of course your character will be good. And that Ken's not good if you perfect parry. No shit. Yeah, if you literally reverse everything perfectly, yeah, he has no chance. You're right. But it's the same for every character in the game, too. Oscar just did a $10 super chat. He says, game graphics can only get so good. How will game companies separate themselves and be innovative when we hit graphic thresholds? Sooner or later, games will have to be flat out groundbreaking to get hype. I mean, I think we're already there. If you take a look at some of the games and how realistic they look, I don't really know just having simple things like, slightly better lighting or whatever. I don't really think that's going to improve the graphical performance. If anything, it's not about detail anymore. It's about frame rate. How is it that we have, look at this. It's 4K. Yeah, and it runs at 25 frames per second, you fucking nitwit. We want 60 frames per second for every game. Get it to 60, and then we'll be like, okay, there's nothing better you can do with graphics. But when these people can only pump out 20 to 30 frames per second, there's a problem. Get it to 60, then we'll talk about, where you go next with graphics. And no one's done that yet. All right. Anything else, guys? What else would you guys like to chat about? Or are we done? Are we done early? And we jump into Street Fighter early. It's your call. If we have more topics to talk about, I am willing to speak and chat. Lies of Soul, no, I'm not selling any shirts at all, including these. These are now retired shirts that you were not able to purchase anywhere. Only if you had one will you still have one. They will never be made again. These are all retired. The original Darkside Phil logo from over 10 years ago, the Skull King logo, and the graffiti logo, you will never be able to purchase those anywhere ever again. They are limited edition. There you go. Soren J2K just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Soren, thank you so much. Who got them? Congratulations to Kevin Buffalo, Blastoise91, David H, Junebug, and Nicholas Lee. Congrats to all of you. Thank you so much for the support. That is amazing. That gets us to 500, which is great, because now we've recovered from the ones that we lost overnight. Now if we get any more today, over the course of today, we're growing again. So thank you so much. And Soren, be sure to thank Soren. If you just got to get the membership, be sure to go and thank Soren for that. Okay? There you go. All right. I received, let's see here. I got a $1 tip from someone saying, does it make you sad that so many people in your life have mistreated you? Does it make me sad? I mean, in the moment, it does. Like, for example, if I really trust someone, or if I really feel like, I have some kind of a friendship or an attachment to someone, and then I get betrayed by them, of course it hurt. How could it not, right? I would have to be so inhuman, so numb, that it wouldn't hurt, right? At the very same time, you get used to it to a point. Like, for example, it's very hard for me to trust many people in my life. I'm being honest with all of you now. I'm kind of opening up a little bit. It's hard for me to trust anyone. You want to know why? Because so many people have kind of screwed me over time. People who swear to me, don't worry, we're in it for the best of intentions, and, we're here to do this or that, and, then what happens, right? And it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, fool me 77 times, right? oh, darn, I guess I should have learned around time 3 or 4. But at the same time, what happens is a lot of people say to me, well, you can't have that attitude. Because if you have that attitude and you shut off people and you shut down, you're basically limiting your life. And that's not right, because everyone has a right to have, like, trust and friendships. I agree with you, but I have been screwed over, mistreated, and basically, you know, treated like dirt many, many times in my life by people who I feel I didn't deserve it. It's one thing to say, you know, Phil was a complete scumbag to someone, and then they just gave back what they got. But in a lot of these cases, it felt like I did my absolute best to be a good person, to be nice, you know, and then out of nowhere, out of left field, here comes the screw job, right? And it's like, well, I guess I just got to get used to it, right? It's true. Like, at this point, you get numb to a point. You're just like, well, I guess it was just going to happen. At some point, it was destined that someone was going to be nasty to me for some stupid reason, right? But you know what? At least I'm happy. Let me put it this way. Number one, I have a really great family life. I really do. I'm happily married. You know, we have a good life here together behind the scenes, and that's great. That amount of support, it's very much appreciated and needed, especially when you have that element of people always trying to use you to get over and screw you over and do something to, right, to get a rise or to get attention for themselves. Because that's what it is. Ultimately, why do people screw me over? Because they want to get attention for themselves in some way, right? Most people who've ever screwed me over, that's exactly what it was. How do I benefit from stepping on Phil and propelling myself over him, right? And that's how it really is a lot of times. But at the very least, thank God, I have a really great personal home life, right? In addition, I'll be honest, there are people who I do trust. I've got some moderators who I've had for many, many years. Now, do we have close personal friendships? No. But I trust them. There's people who've been around for a long time. They have nothing to lose. They're not, you know, they're not in a big deal or a big way that they, you know, we're not best friends. We don't talk all the time. But they swing by, they help out here on streams. And that's nice to know that they want to give some of their free time to help out. And when a lot of people, oh, you don't have enough moderators. Well, I also am not forcing anyone to come by and do anything. If they want to come by and help moderate, good, because I trust them because they're good people, right? But I'm not going to stand here and twist someone's arm and force them to do stuff, especially if they have their own busy lives and shit. And I think that's one of the reasons why we respect each other so much, because I'm not some kind of a dictator jerk. Oh, well, how dare you not be on stream 3 times this week? Where's the schedule? Fuck you. There's no mod schedule. They show up if they want. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes we don't have mods for days. It's not really a big deal. If you haven't noticed, it's not really a big deal, you know? But yeah, it is kind of a shame. And let's also be honest, with the negativity and the insane idiots who follow me around the internet, it's hard to make friendships. Because as much as I would like to say, oh, let's befriend someone and let's do casual gameplay with each other, co-op gameplay online, maybe competitive matches in Street Fighter, will that rub off negatively on them? Right? There's been a couple instances over the years of people who I did some gameplay with or was planning to, and then they started getting harassed by my hater base, to which case they actually asked me behind the scenes very politely, we got to cut this off. Like, I know that we've been having fun, chilling, talking, and playing games. We can't do that anymore because now I'm getting negative impact from that, and I don't want that on my own life, on my own community. I can't have that. So that's what I mean. It's fucked up. Did I create the insanity that follows me around? No. Do I want them to harass other people? No. Sometimes I just have to do what's best, right? I have to make that sacrifice to say, well, I'm just going to be myself on my own island, on my own streams, my own channels. I'm not going to bother trying to branch out and do co-op stuff because there's too much harassment that would rub off on other people. And I can't control that. I can't stop that, right? So anyway, there you go. I mean, is it sad? Yeah. I would argue, yeah, it is sad. But at the same time, I've been doing this for 15 years. Arguably, 10 of those years out of the 15, the last 10 years, I've had this black cloud element of crazy people following me around the internet. I'm used to it now. I know how it works. I know that ultimately, for every 5 people I trust, probably 2 of them are going to turn out to be scumbag assholes who are only in it to get some kind of personal gain. There's not much you can do about that, right? But you can move forward positively, which I've done. I'm not going to let people mistreating me or betraying me or, you know, I'm not going to let that, you know, stop me. I'm not going to let that hinder my enjoyment of what I do for a living, making meaningful content for you guys. I'm just going to keep moving, all right? That's my philosophy anyway. So, Oscar did another super chat. He said, I meant after graphics maximums are hit, where do developers as a whole want to be innovative with games? Story, customization, multiplayer? I don't know, but they got to figure it out. Because, you know, you're right. There will eventually be kind of a cutoff when it comes to graphics. You're right. Okay, let's continue. Shout out to Jeff, who just became a channel member. Thank you so much, Jeff, for the membership this morning. I appreciate that. Gets us up to 501 members and climbing. Thank you, thank you. I received a $5 tip from Dan the Man. Hey, he says, hey, Phil, what's going on, Dan? It's good to have you here today. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that very much. I also received a $1 tip. Someone says, I've been a lurker for years. Thanks for all the content. You're welcome. Thank you for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. It's a nice message. Okay, continuing on. Jade says, is it Street Fighter time? Oh, indeed it is Street Fighter time. I can't wait to jump in. Theo says, what's your favorite Italian dish? Don't really have one. I like pasta. I like Italian soups. I like pizza. You know, I like lasagna. I like so much Italian food. I grew up Italian. Seafood is a big part of Italian cuisine. Calamari, shrimp, clams. Oh my God, it's all good. It's all good. I don't have a favorite. You can't have a favorite. If you're truly an Italian, you can't make those kind of decisions. So to ask someone who actually has real Italian blood in them, what's your favorite Italian food? That's ridiculous. What are you, crazy? You can't ask me that. That's very insulting. You can't ask me an Italian that question. All right? So I want an apology now. As of 6 Blanca, I have no idea. He says, are the MK1 beta characters confirmed? I don't know. I'm not paying any attention. I'm not paying any attention to it. All I know is you can't download it yet. I tried. People said this morning you would be able to download it. I went on there. It's not on PSN. So I don't know. It's not there yet. So if I can't get it yet, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Any last minute questions, anyone? Or do we get started? My streams are entertaining. Thank you for saying that, Great Fox RJ. I'm glad you feel that way. Do I have a baseball bat for home defense? I have an arsenal of weapons. I do. I have an actual arsenal. I have several professional level swords that are real, not reproductions, real swords. Okay? Made by true smiths and forgesters. They're called forgesters. Okay? So I practiced with them extensively. I have those, you know, the guard you can get. I put on my guard. I got my sword. To defend my home, I'm ready. All right? I've also got multiple blunt weapons, giant spiked clubs. I have one of those, what do they call it, a ball and chain. I swing it above my head like this. Oh! I toss it in the direction of the assailant. You see? I have all this stuff in my house. Very amazing. Also, you may not realize, I have a moat. I installed a moat around my house full of live gators. And the thing is, we don't feed them. So they're hungry. If anyone even slips in, well, you shouldn't have stepped on private property, because I live in private property. It's not public property. So if you come here and you slip and you die, it's on you. So, I mean, hey, you got to be careful around here, man. You don't fuck around, you know? There you go. I received a $6.66 tip from Big Papa Phil. He says, I'm glad to see you're incorporating the butt slam into your Honda gameplay after not using it much previously. It's +1 on block. You can't be punished for using it. A great way to get in close range. As a great move in general if you switch up the button strength and switch up when you go for the cross-up or not. As long as you don't get predictable using it, it's a great move. You should go for the punish counter, butt slam into juggle into your heavy kick combo. Right, if you hit, basically you do the butt slam. And if it hits them from the other side, it creates a bounce. And then you do roundhouse kick, standing roundhouse into the sumo juggle, and you continue the combo. I haven't gotten it yet because I don't use it enough to know the distance yet. That's the problem. Like, I haven't used it enough to master the distance to use it, to land it consistently. but I think I will try to implement it more and more. The thing is, I don't want to get spammy with it. I don't want to feel like it's completely safe and use it all the time. I want to kind of be more reserved with it so that when I use it, people aren't expecting it, and then it's kind of like, oh shit, I didn't know that was coming, right? I think a lot of people do expect it a lot, and that's why I've done better with my Hondas, because I'm not throwing it out there all the time, so they don't have the ability to like counter it because I'm not using it, you see? Let's see here. Liza Soldiers did a $20 super chat, and he says, for your help on helping me make lasagna years ago, repeat how to make great lasagna again for the boys. If not, it's cool. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never made lasagna. My mother did, and my mother makes a pretty good lasagna, but I've never made lasagna. So I actually have no idea what you're even speaking of. You guys, the memesters, you came to my stream and you told me that if you want to make a good lasagna, you got to listen to the Wings of Redemption recipe, and it cost them like $400 or $500 to make lasagna or something like that. That sounds like pretty good lasagna to me. You must be getting some premium ingredients. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for that super chat, Lice for Soul. Another tip is coming. You guys are being very nice to me today. I received a $2 tip. I sent you an email. I didn't get a response. Can you confirm if I'm doing it right or wrong? I don't know, because I don't know who you are, and I don't know what your email was about. So it's kind of hard to give you an answer when I don't know who you are. I don't know what the email was about. I don't know if I read it. I can't really answer. That's a lot of qualifying things to qualify before I can make an answer. So if you want to say, hey, I emailed you about this particular topic and I didn't receive a response, I can tell you whether or not I saw the email. But just saying, I sent you an email, I get, no exaggeration, probably several dozen emails from just viewers a day. I get hundreds of emails a day just in general from crap. You know what I mean? There's no way I can tell you if I saw your email or not based on the information that you just, you provided. So. All right. I mean, my email address is public. darksidephil@hotmail.com. That's the email address you got to shoot an email to me if you want me to take a look at it. I will say this: if you shoot me an email and you get no response, and you shoot me an email again and you get no response, first of all, if you have an attachment on the email, that's probably why. Probably spam. If you send me the same email 5 times and I'm still not responding, I'm probably not interested, or I'm not getting it. I'm being honest here. Okay? The MK1 beta should be up now. I'll look. I don't think it is. I'll look, though. There's nothing. I see nothing. First of all, I haven't set up the pre-download, which it didn't. It should pre-download when it's ready. And I searched for Mortal Kombat 1, and all that's there is the page listing. You go there, it's just the game. I bought the game, nothing to download. So, no. No. Do I like cannoli? You want to know the honest truth? Not really. I had it when I was a kid, and I thought it was going to be, like, sweet. It's not. It's more like a custard, almost like a yolky custard. You know, it's like egg flavor with some sweetness, but it's not as sweet as you would think. I didn't really like it when I keep in mind, I haven't had it since I was a kid. Maybe if I ate it today, I would like it because I'm an adult, and my preferences of flavor have changed over the years. But personally, I didn't like it when I was a kid. So. Liza vs. Soul says, I thought that lasagna was made just with mozzarella. No, you named off so many cheeses I never knew existed. Oh, you definitely don't make lasagna with just mozzarella. Mozzarella is just for the top. You want layers of ricotta, the ricotta cheese is the ones that you put in between the layers. And if you want a good lasagna, you want other stuff, whether it's vegetables or meat. You want to layer the lasagna with different layers. You don't want the same thing throughout the entire lasagna. You can also sprinkle some Parmesan on top as well, which would make it even more flavorful. And of course, some kind of a sauce and seasonings. You absolutely need to have some kind of some oregano, some parsley, like that kind of stuff in it. Just makes it much better. So yeah, dude, if you were making lasagna with just mozzarella, that's not even real lasagna. Like that, not even close. Okay. I received yet another tip. A $2 tip from Wumba. Can we get to the gameplay? We could. If people would stop asking me questions and contributing, then we could get to the gameplay. But it seems like this is an endless podcast today. Another one of these endless ones where people just want to keep talking and supporting. And I'm not going to complain if I'm getting support and people are enjoying their time with me. Why would I complain? Right? Do I like Jell-O today? Not really. When I was a kid, I actually did like Jell-O a lot. I liked the fruity, like citrus flavors, like lime, Jell-O, stuff like that. I thought that was really good. Shout out to Gabriel, who just became a channel member this morning. Thank you to Gabriel. That gets us up to 502 members. Great progress today. I really appreciate that. Okay. Shall we get started? Keep in mind, when I'm doing ranked, I can do shoutouts between the sets, right? I can do shoutouts for your contributions between the sets of gameplay. It's not like community night. On community night, we're like constantly moving from player to player, but it's much easier to do shoutouts during these ranked sessions. So we'll still be able to do nice shoutouts for you guys and your contributions. Don't worry about that. All right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Again, I still need feedback. How should I cover MK1 this weekend? 2 straight days or 3 streams and do a community night in Street Fighter? What do you think? Should I play Armored Core or not? If I play it, that means way less Street Fighter. I need feedback. Let me know. And in the meantime, thank you for watching the Level 1 podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Lycifer Soul just did another $20 super chat. I'm serious. And he says, a lot of Mexicans make lasagna with mozzarella. Why would Mexicans make lasagna? Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Lycifer Soul. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Let's end the show, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.